everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Painting Happy Little Minis. We're sorry for the delay. We were fighting an owlbear, obviously.
Two of them, actually.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see the second one?
No, I didn't see that. That's because you held it off.
I did.
You did. Great job, Dave.
I closed the door.
You did.
and lowered the bar.
The bar that we have.
And eventually it gave up.
Today's episode is sponsored by Vallejo, and because of that, we are going to be painting from the Infinity Paint Set by Vallejo with the miniatures by Corvus Belli. So that's
exciting.
These right here. I'm going to go ahead and open this. I have it out and primed, but I'm going to open it. They're metal minis, and they're like, I told Leona, I was like, they've got a little bit of a weight to them.
They really have to it. Yep,
Maybe it's because I'm so used to handling the plastic ones for the past, 3 months that I pick up a metal mini, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember that it was ever this heavy.
Always this heavy. Always.
No, these are obviously weighted. I don't know. But hey, everyone in the chat. Hopefully you can hear me this time.
Can we hear Gretchen? Anybody?
Can we? Maybe. Kind of.
Oh. There we go. Some key can hear you. Always, Roger. Just bear with me.
There we go. So this is everything that comes in that you can... Oh, it doesn't matter. Whichever.
There we go.
There we go. So this is what comes in the paint set. So mini paints. Oh, gosh, there's 8 paints. Does this have a little guide in it? It definitely has. Yeah. So it has a little painting guide in it.
Yep.
I'm not gonna follow that. I'm just gonna go for it. But for those of you who like painting guides, it's
huge.
It's a whole step-by-step process. It's better explained than any IKEA furniture. And what?
No, yeah.
What's your mini called?
O12.
That's the faction.
Yeah. Exclusive Kappa unit medikit miniature. So is he the medic then?
Yep.
Does that he's the medic? So I have the medic. I chose him because he had a mustache, or at least in this says he has a mustache. The miniature, yeah.
You can paint it on.
I can paint it on.
That'd be fine.
Nothing says medic like a mustache. I'm gonna tell that to my friend who was a medic.
I'm sure she'd love to hear that. Yeah, these the painting guides have been done by Angel Heraldez, who is a spectacular painter, and he's been doing a lot of the paint, basically doing the studio painting for Corvus Belli for a long time now, and it's like his painting and his painting style has definitely been mimicked by a lot of people around the world. Pardon?
Yeah.
My faction is the Nomads.
And what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be painting these this medic as well. So I guess the medics.
We're both
these
medics
packs.
today.
Both medics. It's all about the medics. I don't think I'll be painting a mustache on her.
I mean, I think she'd rock it.
I could.
I'm saying.
I could.
You know,
But I'll probably steer clear of that. We'll see how much time I have at the end. How's that sound?
that's fair, I guess. That's.
But yeah, so I got 8 paints as well, in a completely different
And a completely different color palette.
palette.
Giving them a good shake since they've been hanging out in the box.
Yeah. But I am going to open up. So, even though you're not going to paint it like the painting guide, I'm going to paint it like the painting guide.
Okay. I mean, I was just going to, go for it. These are very nice color combinations. These are all of my favorite colors.
Right.
So it will have an attempt to be kind of like the guide. I'm just not going to use the directions because
Then it wouldn't be great.
much like putting together IKEA furniture, I don't read the directions for that either.
Cool.
Note to self, girls will choose you if you have a mustache.
Right.
I mean, depending on the mustache, but I've seen some pretty awesome wild mustaches.
Yep.
My brother had one for a short period of time that looked like a train conductor.
Sorry.
I know, it's bumping today.
The Yep. Yes, I can hear it in the headphone. That's what I have the headphone because my hearing is poor, and it can be tough to hear Leona through a layer of glass and her mask and the big computer screen that she has in front of her. So,
Oh, Christian's joined us.
we've got Mark. Excellent. Excellent. Hey everybody. We're painting some Infinity Minis from Corvus Belli using Vallejo paints. Exclusively Vallejo paints today.
Yes, it's all Vallejo. And you're finger painting, right?
I am finger painting.
Yep.
Well, it feels like it. This brush is actually not particularly good. It's not a Vallejo brush, so that's why it's not particularly good.
Johnny says they can't hear me, which is fun.
What's that? Oh, Johnny can't hear you.
I won't talk. It's fine.
Please do.
But we like it when you talk, Leona. So last time we talked a little bit about our Halloween spooky movies.
Yep.
Did you get to your next film?
I did not write down the list of the spooky
How about
things
now?
that I watched this. Oh, yep, I can hear you now.
I
Loud
think
and
maybe the
clear.
audience can hear me now too.
That would be good.
Hold our breath.
You didn't do your
How about now?
next on the list of different things?
Yeah, so I've only watched one horror film, which was a movie called Wraith. It's not the Wraith film from the 80s with Charlie Sheen.
Okay.
It's not that one. Charlie Sheen in the car. It's a different one. And I would not put it towards the top of my list.
That
Yeah.
sounds a little sad.
It is a little sad. Mainly because some of the acting is not so good. Some of the dialogue not so good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Aww. That's always
But
always such a thing.
Yeah.
I say that on both sides of that coin.
Yes. It is such a thing. But I did watch the next episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond, the first episode of Fear the Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching The Haunting of Bly Manor.
I heard that's supposed to be very, very good.
It has been very, very interesting. It is sort of sufficiently different. I was going to say significantly, but it's really more sufficiently different from The Haunting of Hill House.
Say, last time I mentioned that I didn't have much hope for it because I hadn't heard anything about it, and then now it's been blowing up all over my Facebook. So I changed my mind.
Right. So you shouldn't mention any spoilers?
I mean, I know it's supposed to be more of like a love story this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say it starts off a little bit slow. There's a lot of sort of building up of the characters. Yeah, there's a scene at the end of episode 3 where I got chills. It was just like,
Ooh. That sounds like something fun.
and then went to bed directly afterwards.
In my quest for spooky, not scary. I don't mind scary, but my boyfriend isn't really into scary things, so
Right.
try to keep spooky in the household. But I found more seasons on Hulu of a Halloween baking show
Okay.
where I had only watched the first 2 seasons, and there are apparently like 5 seasons, and I was like, yes, more
Right.
things.
Excellent.
So So that was nice. I was very pleased that I could now have proper
More Halloween baking.
more Halloween baking. It's giving me ideas.
Cool.
Is what it's doing.
That's good.
But yeah.
Has everybody in the chat watched Haunting of Bly? All
Graham
Graham's
says The Haunting of Bly has been a bit hyped. It's not as scary as they said.
Okay.
Thump thump.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm not sure it was intended to be as. There aren't as many. There certainly aren't a lot of shocks or jump scares, kind of thing.
I was told it feels more like psychological.
Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping by the end of it that there's a good payoff. But, did anyone watch The Wolf of Snow Hollow? I did not watch that. Okay, Kat says Bly House is more interesting if you first rewatch Hill House, so you can see the then and now characters. Characters or actors, Kat? Because I know that there are about half a dozen actors were in Hill House are also in Bly House.
Oh, they reuse characters, or they just reuse actors
See,
for ghosts?
I think they're just actors, but they might be the characters. Okay, actors. Yeah, there we go. One of the funny things, having two young daughters, it was straight into the first episode. It was like, I know that actress.
Oh, she's the voice of Peppa Pig.
No.
Oh, the little girl is. That apparently popped up that the little girl actress is the voice of Peppa.
No. It was my daughters aren't that young anymore, but no, it was the housekeeper. She plays the mayor of the town in Free Rein, which is a show about horses. While it has horses in it, it's really a show about all the kids at the local stables.
So what I'm getting from this is that, like, there's just a lot of kids movie actors and actresses in this.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's 90% of British television.
Just reusing the...
Exactly.
So, what has everyone else been painting? Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Graham said he caught the final series of The Walking Dead.
Cool. The finale of season 10. Very
Yes.
cool. I
You
am
said you
curious.
watched that, right, Dave?
I did, yeah.
Also, Gretchen, Sumkey said, if you want spooky, not scary, just watch Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Which
I have watched a lot of Scooby-Doo in
the
my
What's
life.
New Scooby-Doo is on Netflix. Feel like I've said this before. It's really good. You should watch it. It's like a season, I think.
I do like Scooby-Doo. I like Scooby-Doo. I watched the
Scooby-Doo is my favorite.
Goosebumps.
Cool. Excellent. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. I should have made a list again, but because I didn't power into it.
Rude.
But I still feel I've got like at least. I'm averaging about 2 hours of spooky television a day,
That's nice.
which is pretty decent, I think.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the weekends allow for a little bit more per day.
Daniel says, I've been painting grave golem, bone golem, beholder, and treasure piles
Oh, cool.
for Etsy. Also, welcome, Daniel. I don't know if I've
Yeah,
seen
welcome.
your name before.
Cool.
Woohoo.
Trusted doesn't watch much in the way of programming.
Just
Only
us.
Happy Little Minis.
We're special.
Yeah. Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions.
Nice.
Warlock, the MC, the various gaming and hobbycraft. Yep, I usually pop on a battle report or two, well, usually like one at a time, Because having two going at the same time would be pretty tough. So
Two
you've got
battle reports.
two battle
clashing.
reports, yeah. Completely different game systems.
It's fine.
People with different accents. It's amazing.
Oh, did you guys want to talk about the paints in your set at all?
Oh,
the
which
colours?
particular colors we got in the set?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure, we can do
Yeah.
that.
Basically, I'll zoom out, and then you can just kind of put them
Okay.
on your palette. Not your palette, but
First up, Hull Red, which is a really nice, dark, deep red. This is kind of like the undercoat. The reason it's called Hull Red, it's like the undercoat color for German tanks from World War II. So they had that. That was their primer color. Which is cool. Something that's very close to it. So, well, it looks very close to it in the bottle. Is burnt red. It's a little bit lighter, so we'll see how that goes. This will be used as the base coat. This has been used as a base coat for the fatigues. This will be used as a base coat for the armor plates. Then there's flat red. Okay, flat red. It looks a bit desaturated here, like here on my palette. It's this one here on the palette. So I've also squeezed out some of the bloody red from the Vallejo game color range because I'm a little bit more partial to that. It's a little bit more intense, which is this one here. So we have that. And then that'll be highlighted with some orange fire, which I would also use to highlight red. But those four. There is sunny skin tone, which got quite a lot of orange in it. So this is actually used for a final highlight for the reds, and also a base coat for the flesh.
Awesome.
Then we have ivory, which is good for mixing in for highlights. So it looks very white there on camera, but
yeah, sorry.
that's cool. It definitely has a lot
about
more
that, everyone.
yellow to it.
The exposure
Yeah,
gets
that's
me.
okay.
It's because white is so bright.
They
White
are.
is so
That's
bright.
right. You can tell I don't have transitions lenses because these would be completely black right now. But speaking of that, I have the black as well, and the medium sea gray. So this one's it's kind of interesting. I'd expect something that was a sea gray to have a little bit of a like a blue or a greenish tinge to it. But this is quite a warm gray. But this is used for highlighting the all of the black
Maybe it's
fatigues and boots and stuff.
Caribbean Sea.
Pardon?
Maybe it's the Caribbean Sea. It's a warm sea.
Warm sea? Possibly.
The Indian Ocean. A warm sea.
What's the one where you can float? Where
Whatever that salty one.
everybody can float. The Dead Sea. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably pretty warm. But yes. There we go. So, yeah, the 8 colors there, they're all, would all form a great basis for a paint collection. I have a feeling that all of these sets, they might have a couple of sort of double ups in them, but I'm guessing that they'll all be fairly different. Have you got a black in yours?
I do have a black. I don't have a white though.
Yeah, I think black's the only one that doubles up there. So yeah,
Gretchen,
pretty.
let's see
pretty
your
good.
colors.
So I was waxing my dear Minnie's eyebrows as I accidentally gave him a unibrow.
That was no accident.
Just gonna touch that up. So we have the black. Let's see. We have this really nice blue-green, kind of a nice strong teal color. We have dark Prussian blue. Whoop, that I immediately just took right off the screen. We have this nice sky blue, which I think is going to be used predominantly for all the highlighting bits. We have flat blue, which is very similar in the bottle color to the dark Prussian blue, so that'll be interesting. And then We have English uniform.
Oh, cool.
And we have Japanese uniform.
Yep.
For our skin tones available to us. And then we have ice yellow.
Cool. I know there's quite a few painters who are big fans of that ice yellow.
Yeah.
It's great for using as a highlighting color, like mixing it in to lighten the colors. It's got an intensity to it. But yeah, very cool. I got to say that each time I pick up and paint an infinity miniature, I realize just how clumsy my usual painting is. So these minis are so tiny, 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 tiny. Super refined detail. Yep. From Jason. Yep. I'll be jumping the gun, but have you guys mentioned the next Promptober theme yet? I think it was on Facebook. We mentioned, Leona, did you post that up today? Okay, the next theme is robotics. I was going to say wait for it or drum roll, but sure if you want to jump straight into it. Robotics. Robotics is the next theme. So I think we've got a lot of cool things to do for robots. Do we have the
winner?
The winner from week 2?
Yes. But I want to fix
There it is.
Gretchen's camera.
We're all looking up.
What?
I want to fix Gretchen's camera real quick.
Okay.
It's all good.
So tell people how they can enter if they don't know.
So, if you would like to enter the Promptober kind of giveaways that we've been doing every week, then all you need to do is take part in the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. Make sure you're part of that. And then all of the prompts they're in a pinned post, are they not?
Yes.
Yeah, they're in a pinned post with all the prompts for the week. And then just do a miniature themed in one of the prompts. They're nice and vague enough to where you can, you don't really have to go out of your way to acquire new things, unless you would like to, of course. And then post a picture up on that post. Make sure you tag the picture, and then you will be entered to win. It's that simple. It's not a contest. It's not a painting skills contest. It is just a happy painting time.
Painting happy fun times.
It's a painting happy fun time. I know we've gotten a few questions about that because for some reason, the more painters we get, the less confidence as a whole our group has. But no, it's not a painting contest. It's just please have fun and paint with us. Come paint with us.
Entry does require a painted miniature, though.
Yes, you must at least paint a miniature.
So, yeah, yes. But no, it'll be the winner will be selected randomly from all of those who enter. First week was Undead. Second week, we'll be announcing the winner shortly, was Scorched.
Yes.
So, this
Pop
coming
'em
week
up.
is Robotics.
There we go. Scorched.
Scorched. Ooh,
That
cool.
looks
Sean
great.
Gleason.
I like the green. You know what the green and the red reminds me of? The poison apple from Snow White.
Right. Yep.
That looks not only like it's on fire, but also like it may not have good fumes for me to breathe.
Yes, I suspect you would not want to be breathing those fumes at all. And yeah, nice work, Sean. Very cool. That thing is on fire. Ha ha ha.
Well, we did ask the fire of them.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. So that's a roasted pig.
Oh, some
I could eat a whole roasted pig right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not a whole one. How about we split it?
All right, pig roast. Pig roast.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Nice work, Ryan. That looks great. Very cool. Oh, cool. Roger Moore. These little tiny villages with little
That's so cute.
fires and forge fires and that kind of thing.
Cute.
They're great. Are they from? I'm guessing they're from Scythe. Are they from Scythe, Roger? Oh, this is cool. Very nice.
Ooh, that's a nice glowy effect. It
Yep.
looks like it came straight up from the like the lava ground. Like it just.
Yep. Straight up through its legs.
Yeah.
Are they Blood Rage? Okay, cool. I thought it was Blood Rage, but I didn't remember haven't remember seeing those buildings before. But nice. Oh, John Miller. Very cool. Looks a little bit like a cross between John Wick and Colonel Sanders.
A little bit. Definitely has older
Rocket Fly
Keanu
Flaming Hot.
Reeves. A little bit.
Nashville Chicken.
Kind of, or maybe like a very Constantine vibe.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Like a.
So less John Wick, more Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, right.
It's just the hair.
Just a general.
It's,
Yeah, it's very much the hair. Without a doubt. Jason Kohler. Very nice work.
Ooh.
Check that out. That's a cool, very cool dragon there. Or warm. Very hot. Scorching hot dragon. No, nice work. Oh, Crystal.
Ooh. Those are great.
They are very cool.
I love when people paint the clear, like, elemental things where
Yeah.
you can get the light shining through to bring all those colors up.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks awesome. Nice work, Crystal. Oh, drum roll,
Ba-ba-da-ba!
please. Yeah.
That was more of a horn, but
JT.
woohoo!
Nice work. Very cool. Excellent.
Yeah, if you win, you actually win a thing, not just bragging rights. So make sure you follow along in the group, so that Leona can get in touch with you and let you know what you've won.
Sounds like a plan. Definitely do it. And so start digging out your robotics. Robotic.
Beep-bop-a-doop.
Excellent.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
If you'd like an excuse to finish something on your whip shelf.
Yeah. Shelf of opportunity. Exactly. No one should ever need an excuse. It should be a joyous adventure every time. Yep.
I have to reorganize my entire workspace in my office that I thought I was going to be able to use for the airbrush set.
Right.
And then I got this cat that has hit its unruly teenager face.
Okay.
And so every morning, the cat has plenty of toys, by the way. Tons of toys. They're all under the couch, but tons of toys. Every morning I come downstairs and things from my office have been stolen and just placed all around the house.
Right.
Currently, Calcifer enjoys taking my Woobats. I have little plushies of Woobats that were gifted to me, and I have like 3 or 4 of the Pokemon just hanging out. And no matter where I put these bats, no matter where I hide them, in the morning, he has
Something
found my Woobats.
Right. Nice. That's good. Might need to find a lock for that door. Then when you come down in the morning and they're still distributed around.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna get scared.
Even
Then I'm
Yeah, even more frightening.
like, I wasn't ready for this Pokemon battle.
That's good. This is very interesting, putting the burnt red over the hull red. Probably looks about the same on camera, I think. But it's just that little bit brighter, a little bit less desaturated, I guess. Looking good. But Roger says that those little villages were physical rewards from the Kickstarter. That would explain it. Yeah. I think it was about 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. I painted up an entire set of Blood Rage except for those villages. I didn't make those. which is why I didn't recognize them. But yes, very cool. And I think there were some lovely miniatures fitting the scorched theme.
I'm excited to see some robots.
Yeah.
I felt like robotic was a good broad category.
I think so. Yeah. Because it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be sci-fi. It could be steampunk.
Yeah,
some
like
great steampunk
Malifaux. I feel like
robots.
anything.
Yeah.
That's not true. Not all of them are robotic.
No.
Some key says, I hate it when pets get catty.
He is just
Yes.
a little bonkers cat. He's very good. He's just acting his age.
Right. We had a hermit crab escape
Oh no!
on the weekend.
How does that happen? It's a
Escape
hermit
of the
crab.
hermit crab.
The escape of the hermit crab. Yeah.
That's the real spooky movie we've been waiting for.
I lost a
What?
fish over Halloween once. And yes, it is possible to misplace a fish.
Oh, yes.
Excellent.
They
There you
flip you
go.
flop and then become a ghost.
But no, my daughter likes to use some. She has some building toys that she uses to create like a little maze, and then puts another layer on top and creates like a penthouse level. And then she puts the
In their
hermit
little
crab
penthouse?
down in the maze to see if it can make it through. And our hermit crab is highly motivated to not return to its cage. So yeah, she took a little bit of a break and forgot to keep an eye on it. And then it was like, okay, time to put Hermie back in his cage. He's like, where is he? Where'd he get to?
Oh
So
man.
I tear apart the living room to find him.
I've had a lot of different types of pets escape.
Yeah.
The worst was when I had a corn snake growing up, and the corn
Yes, that
snake
does sound like the worst.
escaped once, but that was enough for my mother. And I was at a sleepover whenever he got out.
Right.
So my mom actually like called the house. She's terrified of snakes. I don't know why she let me have one. But she called the house and came pick me up.
So do you come back
Like
and
from
find
the
it?
sleepover. Yeah, I did. I came back. It was exactly where I said it was going to be. She did not like that. I was sassy. She was very upset. And I was like, no, like I guarantee. Well, they had like destroyed my room looking for the snake, but no one thought to look in like the warmest place.
Right.
And I was like, it's probably just like curled up somewhere warm. So like not only did I have to get the snake back, but I then had to clean my entire room.
So you're saying it was a plot by your mother to get you to clean your room?
No, she just really doesn't like snakes. But yeah, we've had hamsters escape, and birds and cats and the like.
Well, especially hamsters.
Hamsters
goodness.
love
They
escaping.
don't want to be in the cage / whatever you put them in. Bucket.
Well, and most of the little pet store cages aren't really like.
You need a big one.
Yeah, they're not made for hamsters. The little cages that you get at like PetSmart and whatnot aren't truly meant to contain those rodents. You'd be much better off with like a terrarium or something like that is gonna.
Some key said, my old roommate, it's corn steak, did that all the time. And also apparently Roger Moore had a corn snake in their classroom for a number of years.
Right.
Yeah, they're good. They're good little.
I think I saw a corn snake on my driveway last weekend.
Quick, snag it.
And
They
its
make good
belly was
pets.
full.
They make great pets.
Excellent.
So So Gretchen, what color are you using for the base?
I am using that Prussian Blue because I was like, that kind of is a nice dark color that I can paint everywhere thinly and fill in all the lines so that if I don't paint something as nice later on, it's just filled with the dark blue shadow. I painted his head first, which I think actually turned out kind of nice. I need to... I think I've almost murdered this Vallejo paintbrush. So I probably need to at some point, like, retire it. But, yeah, I do like this very dark, very, very nice Prussian blue. The flat blue probably could have been used instead. I don't know. I don't know what color this is whenever I pop it out. It looks very similar to the Prussian blue. It is. It's just a flat version. Okay.
Okay.
It's almost exactly the same color as the Prussian
Is it
blue.
really dark or what color is it? What's the name of it? Sorry.
Oh, it's just flat blue.
Flat blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I hold this up, that is the
All right,
Prussian
okay.
blue, and that's the flat blue.
Okay.
I assume it's just because the Prussian blue looks like it has a bit more of a shine to it, and
Maybe.
the flat blue, I'm going to assume, is flat.
Flat. Could be flat.
But I was like, it's armor. We'll just make it all one color. And then we'll go in and we'll pick apart little details. And
Apparently, Roger Moore's students love to watch him feed his snake.
Okay.
oh, all my friends used to come over and they wanted to hang out whenever I was feeding my snake.
Lovely.
It's fun to watch. And the corn snakes, too, like my corn snake would, I never used my hands, of course, because you don't want them to associate your fingers with getting fed. But when he would get fed, he would get a little bit more aggressive because he'd be like, oh, it's food. I'm hunting. I'm gonna... And he would wiggle his tail like a rattlesnake.
Right.
Like he'd try to fake you out. He would try to be
Right.
like, I'm a rattlesnake. And you're like, no, you're not. You're a corn snake. You are the color of Sunny D. Oh, goodness. Byron says, my lamprey kept jumping out of the fish tank. That is what that's what my beta fish did on Halloween in college. And it landed in the heater.
Ew.
Where, nope, we didn't know. It didn't stink. It got mummified
Oh, right,
because
okay.
that was one of the weekends we went home for break. It was like right before the Thanksgiving break that it happened. Couldn't find her. Did the Thanksgiving break. Came back. Smelled of fish. Look into the dryer and there was a mummified fish. She had jumped straight into the heater.
Wow.
But it was a great Halloween mystery that year. Like, because I was calling people up. I was like, did you happen to take my fish? Like, did you just do that? Is that a thing you do? Roger, agree, Gretchen. I feed him in a different tank so that he learned his normal tank was where he knew it was not food for it. Yeah, that's the easiest way to go about it, I feel. I always moved mine to a different enclosure. Chris says, Molly's lizard escaped once, and then when she went to grab it, he dropped his tail. You can imagine the screams.
Yeah.
That is awful.
But also hilarious.
Yes. I wouldn't even know what to do. I would just be like, welp, that sure happened.
I'd be like, buddy, you're okay.
You're good.
Not my fault.
I imagine that would wig my sister out more than it would wig me out. I've never been too scared of anything but spiders.
The big snakes can get me. Like the big ones. But,
Or like the anacondas from that documentary movie, Anaconda.
Oh, there we go. I babysat my brother's tarantula. Josh Potter says, I babysat my brother's tarantula. It didn't escape, but it did molt. I may have been feeding it too well. Mealworms and baby feeder mice. Oh, Chris, they don't grow back. It was rather hilarious to the
The
adults.
adults.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I
I expect so.
I'm scared of tarantulas and spiders and all the things. Could not do it. But my mom likes to remind me that should my future children ever like spiders and want a pet tarantula, that she allowed me to have a snake. So
Right.
it is karmatic justice.
Right.
And I told her that's perfectly all right because I will support my children even if I am terrified of them. And I have plenty of friends who appreciate the finer points of creepy crawlies.
Creepy calling husbandry.
And I was like, yep, I'll just ship my child to them.
Yeah.
Like on a little doorstep, they'll open the door and it'll just be my kiddo with a box of spiders.
I feel like a tarantula is really easy to take care of.
They're supposed to be, but they scare me.
Look at some key. We could send you some canned tarantula if you want, Gretchen. The food of the
The
future.
future.
I was told that tarantula tastes like crab because
Okay.
they're very vaguely related.
I'm just switching back to crabs for a second. I read this thing this morning that was kind of crazy, but it was about saying that there have been 5 separate instances over the millennia of crustaceans evolving into crabs.
Oh, the crab thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like for crustaceans, crab is kind of like the pinnacle shape or the pinnacle.
Yeah.
that
It's just
they end up evolving towards.
the way to be. The way to be is crab. That's
So
crabs, sharks, and alligators / crocodiles. Like those are the superior
did
models.
you say crocodiles or I heard sharkodiles?
I said.
Which sounds super
That's-
scary to
that's
me. Sharks on land. Good, thank you.
That's already kind of a crocodile, isn't it? No, I said alligators and crocodiles
Okay.
/ crocodiles. But
Sorry, I just misheard. Sounds terrifying.
Roger
Sean
says, yeah, tarantulas are easy.
Yeah. Sean says, I have a big spider making my Halloween decorations. There you go.
Excellent.
Byron talked about the Titan boa. which
That's
I
cool.
said
I've
I
seen the
don't like
skeleton of
snakes.
that.
Yep.
No, I just mean like the big ones that you see at the zoo. And then they'll sometimes take them out. And they're like, look, pet a snake. Not against the grain.
Don't pet it against the grain.
Well, it like is kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, they don't like
Okay.
it very much when you pet their scales against the grain.
Okay. How about a cross? Like you would do with dry brushing, for example.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. As long as there's an artistic purpose behind it.
Oh, here's the $1 million question. Which is smarter, a dolphin or an octopus? A dolphopus. An octofin.
I would say an octopus because dolphins show you how smart they are, but an octopi has the sense to keep it secret. And that shows
Octopuses can keep secrets. They're
like
smart.
they don't just be like, I'm smart, I'm gonna do smart things. They had an octopus that would sneak out of its enclosure. Like they knew that the guards came on certain schedules. It would wait to the times whenever the guards weren't there, and then it would sneak into the aquarium and eat fish, and then it would go back to its enclosure.
Gretchen, that wasn't real. That was Finding Dory. that was the plot of Finding Dory.
Shh, it's fine.
It's a documentary movie, so
It is.
Yes, that
You're welcome,
documentary,
Dave.
Finding Dory.
I've never actually
Animated
seen Finding Dory.
documentary.
Like, nope. Mm-mm. They did do really fun experiments with cuttlefish, though, which I find awesome.
Yeah.
Like, jokes aside. They're cool creatures.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good.
My son just got 2 rats at the beginning of October. They're fun so far, just starting to let us handle them. They're rats. I used to have rats. I kind of have a rat right now. That's its own adventure story.
Christian, could you
Oh,
move
yeah.
up over your painting just a little bit? Thank
Huh. I used to have rats as a kid. Rats are highly intelligent, and you can train them to do a whole bunch of things. And I had one in college that I got from a pet store. Like, she was like a reject rat. So she was super cheap, and I hid her in the dorms. Which was bad and definitely not allowed. Don't do that. Disclaimer.
You should not follow this example of this hilarious story.
You shouldn't. It led to more fun adventures because everyone else in the dorms loved her. She was the dorm rat. And when they were stressed, they'd come over. And then one day she passed away due to old age, as rats do, because they don't live forever. And it was over Easter when I wasn't there, and the girl watching her freaked out. And they didn't know how long rats lived, and she tossed her body into the woods. And then they were planning to get another rat and pretend it was the same rat, except the rats all had different colors, so they couldn't do that.
Right.
And then I got back, and they're freaking out. They had called me to let me know, and it sounded like a legit person had died. They were like, "She's died. What do you want us to do with the body?" Like, I would have hated to be like the person on the other end of that phone, like just in the other room hearing that. Just,
Right.
"Oh no, she's dead. What do we do with the body?" And at this point, like I was like, "It's fine. Like, we can just have a little Viking rat funeral whenever I get back. Like, we'll make it a thing. It's old age. It's not a horrible thing that's happened. It's like a nature thing. Like, rats just don't live many, many years." And so I got back, and I find out they had already, like, tossed the rat into the woods. And so they went back into the woods to bring back the soggy rat
Oh my goodness.
for the rat funeral that we then crafted drunkenly in the dorms at an odd time of night with a bunch of arts majors.
Oh my goodness.
And like 2 history majors and a bunch of artists just crafting a little Viking rat funeral. We then snuck out after. None of us knew how to make a boat either, by the way. We're like, alcohol is being consumed throughout this entire thing. So throughout the story, like, progressively we're getting more intoxicated. Because it's college. Disclaimer, drink responsibly or you might have a Viking rat funeral. And so the rat's name was Petunia, by the way. We loved her dearly. And so we go out with our little rat canoe, which we had crafted to have like a rat mermaid at the helm, and we had laid her down on a bed of like her bedding and put little rat treats over her eyes and gave her a little rat sword. And we were committed. And then we all put this in a backpack with our dead soggy rat and snuck out of the dorms into the woods where we weren't supposed to be.
With the rat you weren't supposed to have.
With the rat we
With
weren't
the rat
supposed
corpse
to
you weren't
have.
supposed to have.
And very intoxicated, past campus police, into the woods. It's very dark. And we got there and we held this little funeral and we drank more in her honor. And then we had to light her on fire and she wouldn't light.
Right. Oh my goodness.
So we tried multiple ways to send her off, and finally we lit the boat on fire and put her in it and shoved it into the water. And remember, we're all artists, not engineers. So the boat immediately capsizes and the stream takes all of our sins away.
Oh my goodness.
There is video evidence of this. I found out recently like within the past year, because we thought there was no video evidence. We thought that we would never speak of it again. But it's completely dark because it's dark outside, and someone had their phone. It was an older phone, so you can't see anything. You just hear us trudging drunkenly through the woods. And then you just hear the quietest voice of one of the girls who is there go, "I'm scared." And that's it. So yeah, it's a fun time. When she mentioned the sword, all I saw was Secret of Nim. So Secret of Nim time with rats, why that's relevant today and why Dave is laughing even more now that he knows this backstory. So the rat that's been stealing things from my garden. First of all, if you follow me on any social media, you know that I got a rat that sneaks into my garden in the morning and takes a single bite out of all the berries that I've grown. I have had one berry the entire season. I cut it in half and I split it with my boyfriend. He's very proud. My one berry. And this rat, that I had been calling Templeton, has just smorgasbord of my garden. I haven't done anything to trap it or anything because it's an outside creature and I don't want to put poison or traps that could hurt the wilds of outside. Like, there's no guarantee that I would catch a rat. I could, catch something else, and that's just not how I roll. And the rat doesn't come inside, obviously, because it's wild. If it came inside, then
It's too full.
Yeah. Then we'd have a problem. Then the dog or the cat would take care of it. But I'm not gonna. I'm obviously just gonna have to fortify my garden next year.
Yep.
So anyways, I've been having this rat that's been stealing all my berries, and I've been complaining about it all summer. And this morning, when I went to go outside, I saw a little baby rat, a little tiny baby rat, that I thought was dead, and it was right next to my garden. And I was like, oh, look, a little dead baby rat. That's, not nice to be there. And it was like, stiff and everything. It looked like it was dead. And then my boyfriend nudges it with his foot to kind of get it out of the way. And it very slowly moves. And I realized the little baby rat is alive, but like barely. And I've dealt with like wild critters and birds and bunnies and rehab stuff before. And like, my first instinct was, oh no, like, and we hadn't verified it was a rat at that point in time because it's a baby animal. And I was like, oh no, what if it's like a possum or something that I like? Like, what if it's something that can help, like, or a squirrel?
And not the offspring of the
And not the offspring
rat.
of the berry stealing rat. So I pick it up and I'm like, I'll try to revive it on my way to drop my boyfriend off at work. And so, like, I start, like, rubbing it, and I'm like, come on, little baby animal, revive. And it's, like, I'm thinking it's kind of dead, and I get it kind of heated up a little bit, and then I hand it off to my boyfriend, and I'm just like, just keep, like, I revived it, just, like, keep it warm. And I'm fully expecting, like, to drop him off at work and have him be like, which is right next to, like, Fort Meade, like, right? And have him be like, here's a dead rat.
Please take this dead rat from my hands.
Back whenever I drop him off. However, instead, I revived this baby rat, and it was very much alive, and it was squeaking. Its eyes are still closed. It's still, a baby. But its eyes are closed, and it was squeaking, and it was moving, and kind of, like, crawling around blindly looking for something to, feed it. And now I have what is very much most likely the offspring of the rat that's been gorging itself on my berries.
Oh my goodness.
And I could kill it and just, like, rid myself of the responsibility. But now I'm like, I revived it. Like, I revived it. That's some kind of weird cause. You can't just dispatch something once you revive it.
Normally during one of our conversations, I might come back with some advice, some suggestions, but this one is like so far beyond.
Like, you can't
anything that
revive something and then just be like, I'm sorry, and like.
Yep. I'm just going to say that anything I would say would be not helpful. Let's just put it that way. It would not get you closer to whatever any goals might be.
So we've been joking. We've been joking that in return for gorging on the berries, I've been gifted the rat's firstborn. Like some kind of weird.
That's a good one. I
Rapunzel
like
hat.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that works.
my friends have been joking that it's the start of some kind of DreamWorks movie.
Yep. I can see that.
But yeah, so now I have a baby rat that was dead that I revived, and that now I kind of feel responsible for since I'm the one that revived it. I used to have pet rats, but this is a Baltimore rat.
Yep.
Like, so
This is a rat you say goodbye to very quickly, as soon as possible.
Hannah's like, get rid of the rat.
Yep. Sorry. I don't care. You revived
So
it.
currently, like, we have it alive, and like we gave it some kitten milk, and like it's alive. And then either we're going to like keep it alive long enough to where it can survive, and then just release it far away from my garden.
Yeah, just put it in the woods or
It
something.
has to be far enough away from my garden to where it's not gonna come back.
Oh, they always come
Someone else's
back.
garden.
They always
Yes.
Just shows up
come
berries.
back.
Or
Then it won't be the start of a Pixar film. It'll be the start of a Stephen King film.
also I
Hey.
happen to, if alternatively, rather than happy ending for the rat, I could also give it to my friends who are falconers.
There you go. Perfect.
As
The bird will eat the rat. Delicious.
So I now have baby rat at the moment. We have been calling it
You've named it as well.
Don't
yeah,
name it.
it gets named. We've named it. It's named Wesley because it's an ROUS, and it'll most likely be dead in the morning.
Yep.
So,
Right. Yes. Perfect.
Also, I wanted to shout out Chris Gorka is joining us.
Hey, Chris. Woohoo.
They said hello a while ago.
Yep.
So, yes, I now have a baby rat. That just happened. I really don't have any excuse for that other than my first instinct was not to just murder a helpless little baby animal.
Kevin says we should be painting rat minis, which I agree.
I think.
Do we have rat minis?
They're in a big box. You see the
Yeah.
chest like far away across. It's on the table. Anyway.
Over there.
Yeah.
Are they over there?
They're over there.
Okay. Over there.
And I agree with Spider-Man's comment. Were you gifted the rat or was it a sacrifice from
To keep eating the
Templeton?
berries.
Right.
Questions. All right, let's check in with our painting though.
Let's do that.
See
yes.
where we're going, and then we'll look at some minis from the group.
Yep.
So Dave, what have you been working on?
Oh, just a spinny. She's getting there. I'm just going to throw her on the spinner for a sec. Is that cool?
Yep.
We have the spinner spinning. There we go. So yeah, then she's got there's a lot of red. Basically, it's red and black are the two main colors. On the highlights on the deeper red, the hull red for her fatigues are it's some of the sunny skin tone mixed into the hull red. Highlighted up. The red for the armor is the base of hull red, highlighted with some burnt red, then flat red, then bloody red, and then a little bit of orange fire, and then up to the sunny skin tone as well. So I've gone through, painted the rest of the pieces in with the black, I'll come back, touch up a couple of those areas. You can see there how detailed the minis are, because just in some of those little tiny crevices, there are just little white spots there. I need to go back and hit those with the black. And then all of that black will be highlighted with the mixing in some of the medium sea gray to get those highlighted up. For the hair, I'm basing that with some of the dark Prussian blue. And I'll be highlighting up by adding in a blue-green, which is a really cool teal kind of color, which should be fun. But coming along pretty well. I'm going to paint the pupils in her eyes first, and then I can come back and I know that I'm going to go onto the cheek when I paint those pupils, so I can come back and highlight the cheeks afterwards to sort of tidy that up. But yeah, there we go. That's where she's at the moment. Nice. So I've got, at a good stopping spot, I think.
Gretchen, can we look at yours real quick?
So I've gone
Sir
through
Lancelot.
and I am dry brushing a bit just to pull out some of those details on all of his kit, because he has a lot.
Yep.
And I found it a lot easier to go back through with like the super dark bit and then just do that dry brushing to bring them out than it would be to just paint everything little by little.
Yeah.
Can I put them on the webcam?
Yeah.
I'll switch the camera.
Cool.
Ta-da.
Once I get back over there.
We're just going to pop in. Okay, and back to the spinner.
There we go.
There we go.
We can definitely see the difference between the dark blue and the lighter blue. What was the lighter blue called again?
The lighter
Flat blue.
That
was
is
it?
so there's the flat blue, and then for the lightest bits of that dry brushing, I used the blue green.
Okay, cool.
Just because the flat blue and the Prussian blue are honestly so close in color.
Right, okay.
That I think it's just the sheen of it drying that makes it different.
Right.
But using the Prussian blue as a base, I think worked well to get that very kind of shiny armor vibe. It definitely looks very like space armor.
Yep.
And then the glowy bits are gonna be achieved with the super light sky blue. And then go back through, and he has bits of yellow that pop out, gold kind of, it looks like. So
Cool.
we'll see that. Love the
Excellent.
blue. All Vallejo, it is all Vallejo. All Vallejo, all the time.
All the time.
Today,
Yep.
anyways.
Yep. There we go. It's blank.
So it's fun colors.
That's cool. He's coming along. He has kind of the Freddie Mercury eyebrows and mustache going on.
Well, that's what he has kind of on here.
Yeah. The paint
so,
job.
Yeah. Except I don't know. I feel like I gave him a slightly more tailored mustache
Right.
and thicker eyebrows. But you know what? Thick is in with eyebrows.
That's
it's
fine.
fine. He's
Yeah.
fashionable.
Spider-Man
Exactly.
said I used a bit of Andrea blue
Okay.
for their line in the mid to light tone.
Right. Yep.
Is that a Vallejo color? I think so.
No. Andrea is a that's another paint range.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Da 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 da.
Yay!
Guess what time it is?
It's time to check out the miniatures
Time
from
to
the
check
Painting
out
Happy
the
Little Mini
miniatures
Facebook group.
from the Facebook group.
Are we all saying a group like that now? Should we? That sounds like a plan. Okay. Oh, cool. Ashen Leaf Paintworks. It's a fantastic, very cool kit bash conversion. A whole bunch of Adeptus Mechanicus parts. But yeah, looking really good. This would be a perfect submission for robotic.
Yes.
Yes. So make sure, Ashen Leaf Paintworks, if you've got this one or another one, we're happy to see more. For sure. Always happy to see more cool minis. But yeah, make sure you pop that in on the week 3 Promptober post, which went up today in the group. But yeah, looking great. Very nice. Oh, Blair. Yeah, Blair said that he was just getting back into doing some painting. It's been a while since we've seen Blair posting on the group. But yeah, very cool. I'm going to guess, given all of the contrast paints directly behind this guy,
And it was
he might have been
contrast paints?
he might have been painted with contrast paints. I think
Only
so.
maybe.
I'm going to take a wild guess. It's just that. But no, looking good, Blair. Very cool. Chris, Adventurers and Adversaries.
This is a Kickstarter that they
Okay.
were part of. And I believe it's actually going on right now.
Oh, right,
Um,
okay.
But they've been kind of posting different miniatures from it, from
Oh,
it.
cool.
this being one of them.
Yeah, this looks very cool. It's got a bit of a leonine. Is that?
Yeah, very,
Kind of
very
feel.
much like a lioness.
Yeah, very cool lioness. I like it. I really like the like that the shoulder, well, the detailing on the armor plates, like the rings that are sort of strapped down with that leather. But I think the color that you've painted those looks great, Chris. Yeah, looking really good. Nice. Good work. Oh, Chris has painted up R2D2 and C3PO. You can tell it's C3PO very easily because he doesn't have a red arm yet. But he does have the silver. Chris has painted him with the silver leg though, which is very cool. Are these, Chris? If you're still in the chat, are these from Imperial Assault? If that was Imperial Assault from FFG, I think they might be. But yeah, looking good. Nice work. Cool. Oh, Chris Hood. 200 millimeter scale. That's huge. But looking fantastic. Lovely work on the butterfly wing there.
Very nice.
I really love those colors.
Said very nice colors.
Yep. Got a bit of a watercolory feel on on those wings. That sort of the reddish pink gives me that feeling. Yeah, that's looking cool. Very nice.
Also, by the way, Chris said they're from Legion.
Oh, they're from Legion. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't realize they'd released R2D2 and C3PO for Legion. That's cool. Very nice. David has painted up a Scorpec Lord from his Necrons. So this came in the Indomitus box set released in July.
And I'm pretty sure this one got featured on Warhammer Community,
Oh, cool. Excellent.
which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. On their hobby roundup,
Yes.
which is a great one to check out for more cool, exciting ideas. And this one would also be great. Entered in
For robotic.
robotic, because that's essentially what Necrons are, really, robots.
Oh yeah. R2D2 and C3PO are good for that too.
Really?
Yes,
You make it
this is
easy
true.
For everyone.
People have already done robots.
That's why I
Yeah.
thought it would be a good one.
You're right. Okay, that's cool. But Chris says that R2D2 and C3PO come in the Crashed Escape Pod expansion. Excellent. I'll have to check that out. But very nice work, David. Ooh, Dusty's done an Earth Elemental. And this looks very cool. I love the just the idea of all those rocks sort of being pulled together.
I like how they all have that kind of. All have a rock texture, but they're different enough in type of rock
Right.
that they don't blend into each other and make it difficult to see what you're looking at.
Yeah. Yep. No, I think it looks definitely very cool. There's some really nice warmth and depth in those shadows. I think on that the elemental's right leg, that knee and the shin just look really very cool. Nice work, Dusty.
Some key says, I always enjoyed an elemental that is down to earth.
I was surprised that Somkey didn't put Earth Elemental together with Dusty's first name.
True.
Still got time, Somkey.
We're waiting.
Nope, moving on. So the next one, Dylan painted up the WizKids Storm Giant. This looks really cool. Absolutely fantastic. I know I can't remember who Dylan said that was the color scheme was based on.
It was for an RPG, and it was from... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
It's not D&D. It's another RPG.
Okay. Right. But yeah, fantastic. I mean, I'm not aware. I don't know who the other one is, but this looks great. It's very cool. I love the just the way you've integrated the green from the lightning bolt into the eyes and the shading on the skin. It looks fantastic. Really nice work there, Dylan. Good work.
Oh, it's from Kobold Press. Thank you.
Kobold Press.
Thank you,
Okay,
Spider-Man.
cool.
I knew Kobold Press.
Oh, the RPG.
So they have different like supplements for
Right.
D&D
For D&D.
and Pathfinder, and I'm pretty sure that was for D&D, but it was from Kobold Press.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, the character design.
Yeah.
Which they always have really great art, so I
Yeah.
can understand taking a painting scheme from them.
Yeah, that's cool. No, nice work. Nice work, Dylan. And moving on to Jeff Bennett with an Infinity Mini.
Hey,
Yeah,
on
I know.
theme.
Yep. I don't know which faction this is for. Anybody in the chat know? Somebody should. But no, it looks fantastic. I really like the sort of the brown shading on the green.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of the pale green there. Or maybe it's green highlighting on the pale brown.
Who knows?
Who knows? But no, it looks very, very cool. Has very sort of post-apocalyptic adventurer kind of survivor kind of feel.
Yeah, very.
Yep.
Very Survivor, rough and tumble.
Yep. But no, looking good, Jeff. Nice work. Speaking of post-apocalyptic, Graham. Hopefully Graham's still in the chat. But yep, these models looking very cool. I don't know which of the characters they are, but I do love the intestines spilling out from the zombie in the middle. Looks very cool.
A lot of blood and guts.
Yeah. And I must admit, I would be a little bit worried by the guy coming at me with that tire iron. He's tall and bald and angry.
Strong.
Yeah.
That's the noise he's making, obviously.
That's the noise you make?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, I expect. But no, looking great. Nice work, Graham. Yes, Greg, new to the group. Cannibal Sector 1 mini here. And Greg was saying this wasn't his first attempt at tartan. He's done a few more, but it definitely looks very cool.
Plaids and tartans are one of the most difficult, I feel, to accomplish on a miniature scale.
Yeah, they're one of the least intuitive. Normally, when you try to paint some pattern, you can break it down in a fairly intuitive way.
Yeah.
But with tartans and plaids, it's really tough to break it down. It's often like you might look at that and go, okay, well, I'd start with the green, or the pale green or yellow, and paint everything else over the top of it. But you got to work out which order you then have to paint everything else over the top of it. When do you paint the little black lines? When do you paint the white lines? But no, Greg's done a great job here. Nice work.
Okay, so that's all we'll check out for now,
Okay, cool.
just to give ourselves some break.
A little bit of
And go
time.
back to painting.
And some key said, "They've gone to plaid." It's a fantastic quote there from Spaceballs. Nice.
Also,
work.
Chris Gorka said the Infinity miniature was probably from Ariadna.
Oh, Ariadna.
Thank you.
Yep, Ariadna. Cool. Excellent. Thanks for that, Chris. I expect you are correct. Let's do a quick dig in here, because I've decided to give her purple eyes. If I packed my purple. Let's find out.
We have some purple in those. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yep. Oh, you mean I have some purple here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I meant we have all those Vallejo
Oh,
colors.
all the ones here? Or
Yeah.
over there? We do have a lot.
So
around,
much
but
Vallejo.
We have all the most
Everywhere.
of them.
Everywhere you look, Vallejo.
Purple. So much purple.
Thank you, Vallejo.
But, yep. So this is the, which purple did I use? There we go. Hexed Lichen purple.
A good color.
It is. So, great. It's a purple that's a bit more towards the blue on that scale. And of course, because these minis are so tiny and so detailed, the eyes are super small.
Yeah,
Some
I
key
forwent
says-
the actual pupils. I was gonna not mess up his eyebrows for that.
Right.
Some key says, I'm liking that shade. Dave, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh.
You do. You do gotta laugh. No, nice work.
So it's interesting because Infinity, they're 35 millimeter, right?
Pardon?
Scale. Are they 35 millimeter scale?
Probably 30, in the 32,
Oh, 32.
yeah,
Okay.
28, 32 kind of range.
That makes sense. But I feel like they are very true to scale.
Yeah, they're
as
definitely,
opposed to some of our other miniatures that we paint.
yeah, definitely, the two main kind of approaches that you might hear is true scale or heroic scale. Neither of those really has anything to do with the scale of the miniature, but it's really about the approach. So minis like these from Infinity definitely have the true scale kind of look where, and you can see here where her hands are small. They're sort of in proportion with the rest of her body. And the pistol that she's holding is sort of what you'd expect for like a small snub-nosed pistol that a medic might carry. As opposed to a company like Games Workshop, where their minis are heroic scale, where the hands are a little bit bigger, the weapons are much larger, heads are a little bit bigger as well, so you can get more, sort of squeeze more detail onto them. But that's really the difference between heroic scale and true scale. So something like this might be the same, might be in that same range, the 28 to 32 millimeter, much like Games Workshop, but the Games Workshop will look much larger because they're bulkier heads, bulkier hands, bulkier weapons. So
Interesting.
I think it's always cool to you can always see when a company has made a choice like that to go with heroic or true scale. But,
I really like the style of
Yeah.
the Corvus Belli Infinity Minis. Maybe because of that.
probably, yeah, it could be a sort of an important part of it. I mean, sometimes with miniatures like Games Workshop miniatures, you might find that that because they've gone for that larger look on the weapons, that the weapon becomes a focal point or draws attention away from all the other detailing on a miniature. Whereas with the Infinity stuff, there's the detail is of a similar sort of feel across the entire mini. It's really quite interesting. So, at the moment, just doing some highlights on her hair. Mix a little bit of white in with the blue-green.
Just picking apart. Cold.
What's that?
So yeah, Gretchen, I noticed you used the tan on his boots.
Yeah, so
Or
I
is
use
it-
the tan, and then what I'm going to do is I have this really bright yellow here. There we go. And when I go back into highlight, it should make it look like gold.
Right.
Maybe. Possibly. We'll find out. That's what it looks like they did.
Right.
And if they can do it, I cannot look at the directions and do it, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
What you're saying is you're making it up as you go along.
I am.
Excellent.
But that's just what I do.
That is how you approach it. For sure. That's definitely good. Definitely a cool way to do it. Byron's saying, don't sneeze. I guess that might have been when I was painting the eyes. It was like... I think they came out pretty well. Of course, I'll see that they didn't when we put it on the spinner. It is blown up huge on the monitor. Okay. Just a little bit there. Underneath her... Okay. One of the other fun things to do when you're painting and messing around is two colors that looks quite similar. I'm going to move my palette for a second. Let's get, there we go. So on my palette here, this is the whole red, and this is the burnt red. So they look kind of similar there, just a little bit more saturation in the burnt red. When I get some of the ivory, I'm going to put some here and some over here. When I mix the burnt red into the ivory, get a fairly subdued kind of color there, but it's still got that that reddish feel to it. Take some of the whole red and mix it in. A little bit more of the ivory there. So you can see how the two very different colors
Yeah.
there with the highlighting.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I think sometimes
It's almost
so in
purpley.
the mix here, this will have there'll be some gray in here and there'll be some gray in here. There's more gray in the whole red than the burnt red. So always interesting when you start sort of mixing colors around and messing around and
I
to your
feel like
highlights.
that's what we saw on that infinity miniature, where with the green, and the
right.
brown,
Yeah.
he did a good job kind of mixing up the different colors. Even though
Yeah,
it's all
or-
brown, there was a more purpley brown, a red brown, a yellow
Right.
brown.
Yeah. I think you're right there. So the reason I had to mix up this sort of darker flesh tone again there is the eye, the pupil that I painted. Not only went down onto the cheek, but I got a little bit up onto under the brow.
See, I'm not playing with that. I'm like, nope, his face is decent.
Is he
Why
just
would
gonna
I
have
risk it?
thick brows, angry brows?
No. No, I'm just painting some of the flesh color back up underneath there. To
Not risking it.
and then mix some lighter colors back in. It's kind of a it is an odd thing because normally on our faces, like eyebrows are very important for conveying expression. Miniatures, because their expression doesn't change at all unless you're in a scary movie. they don't really need to have the eyebrows on there. So a lot of miniatures you'll see it have painted without eyebrows.
I want to watch this scary movie that's just you're painting your mini and you're like, oh, beautiful face. You turn away, you turn back. It's like, "Arr."
Yeah, that would be frightening.
That's
sure.
what I was gonna say. We need this scary movie.
Painting happy little minis.
Haunting of
Fright
the Mini.
night.
Painting
Haunting
scary
of
little
Mini
minis.
House.
Yep.
Scooby Dooby Mini.
Pardon?
Scooby Dooby. Scooby Doo Mini.
Scooby Doo minis. Mini Scooby Doo. Now, kind of up to just highlighting the black parts, which is pretty cool. Very nice.
Because
Right
they're
paintbrush.
so small, they are a lot easier to finish.
Yes, there's a lot less of them. No, it is a nice advantage for sure. I think if you were painting a bunch of them at once.
Oh. Sumkey asks, does the Scooby-Doo Betrayal game have minis? And I believe it does.
I know that there is something with Scooby-Doo minis.
I can't... Maybe it's the,
I feel like we've painted them before.
I haven't. Pretty sure I haven't. It'd be cool if we did. I'd be down for that.
It's basically where they combine the betrayal at the mansion. Gosh, now I'm getting the name wrong. And they combined that with Scooby-Doo. Betrayal at House on the Hill is a board game. And then they made a Scooby-Doo version.
I have it.
Wait, you
Yeah.
do?
I'm pretty sure I do.
And they do not have miniatures.
I don't know. I haven't looked in the box yet.
They do not have miniatures. I'm just looking at it right now.
Okay.
But there are miniatures on Etsy. Zoinks.
Right.
It's true. Because I remember someone posting them in the group, actually. Yeah, they're just little standees of the characters.
I have a feeling that that Kev White at Hassle-Free Minis in the UK may have done some not Scooby-Doo minis that people might want to check out.
Some Scooby-Roo minis.
Roro Baggy? Yes.
Gotcha.
But I think he might even have a Great Dane in there, so worth checking out.
Oh, I just found a Reddit thread where this person is very angry about the standees.
All right.
They're like, they will just not do.
These should have been miniatures.
I cannot find any proper miniatures.
That's cool. I'm glad that the internet is still the place you can go to complain.
To be upset.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes you just, you want those miniatures.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sometimes. All the time. There we go.
Yeah, Graham said he was going to suggest the hassle-free minis range.
Cool. Do you have a set of those, Graham? If not. Hassle-free are based in the UK, so it's definitely easier for folks like Graham to...
Oh, apparently
hold of them.
the Scooby-Doo Thrills and Chills board game has minis,
Ooh,
which I have not heard of that board game.
you're right. Who makes that? Do we know?
I'm about to find out.
Hannah is on the case.
Yes.
Now's the time to throw out the zoinks.
Thrills and Spills, by the way. I don't know if that was autocorrect. Oh, it was a 1999 game.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense why I've never heard of it.
Yep. That's cool. Byron says
Graham
just
says, sadly no Scooby-Doo in my collection, but he does have the Ghostbusters.
cool.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Excellent. Byron earlier suggested using Lego Scooby for your Scooby-Doo gaming.
What is Lego scale?
I don't know. I'm not sure it has.
It's some scale.
Well, yeah, minifigs have a scale. I'm not sure. Not sure what it is. But,
Dave, do you have any tips and tricks for us when painting metal miniatures?
painting metal miniatures? No. Make sure they're primed well. Would be the big thing. Definitely with metal miniatures, something like a paint handle is going to keep your fingers off, or keep the paint from rubbing off the metal miniature a lot better. And then when you're finished, just hit them with a spray varnish. Would be the way to go. I think I'm not sure if Vallejo have a spray can varnish in their spray range, but they do have definitely bottles of varnish that you could paint on or put through an airbrush.
I think we have some of that paint on varnish.
Right.
I
I know I've got some. I have some. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Some gloss varnish.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. So they do a matte and a satin varnish as well. So you could use those. At a pinch, you could use something like the matte medium. If you wanted to get it on there and you didn't happen to have any varnish lying around, but you did have some medium. It would kind of be an unusual outlier situation, but you could definitely do that. But that would be the varnishing once you finish would be a very sort of key thing to do. But yeah, just try not to handle it too much as you're painting it. So that would be my biggest piece of advice.
All right, let's look at the rest of the minis.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Sounds
good.
great.
Woohoo!
I'm over here like, I'm never gonna do non-metallic metals in my life.
There you are,
I
doing
just
it.
decided that just now. After working on these boots. That looks great though. I like
Yeah.
these little die monsters. They're awesome.
They're wild.
Okay.
Nice work, James. Yeah, they're looking great. They are amazing. I have not seen these before. You know who I bet has got some of these? Rick.
Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt Rick has some of those. But no, they look very cool. Nice work on the James, and I love that that D20 beholder.
I love the eye on the
Yeah.
beholder.
Yep. And there's a little reflective dot in the eye, and I'm not sure if that sort of streak across it is also been painted on by James, or if that's from gloss varnish over it, giving it
I
that.
see the one highlight that goes across, and then the dot is definitely.
You think
painted
both of those
on.
are painted on?
I think those have been painted. Yeah.
There's another
Okay.
highlight up at the top that is
I think that's
rectangular
gloss.
that could either
Yeah,
be
I
off
think
of
that's
the
a
varnish,
reflection.
or-
Yeah, you're right there. No, good point. But no, nice work, James. They look awesome. Very cool.
Ooh.
Jody is working on a fantastic branch wraith, adding loads of different sort of scenic effects. Those little, those bright green pieces are lichen. Going back to the purple version is the hexed version of it, of course. This is lichen that has not been hexed, but
Non-hexed lichen.
non-hexed. Yep. Also known as standard lichen. Or lichen of the fields, if you're in Europe. But no, this it's looking very cool, Jody. I think yeah, you're just taking a cool mini and just adding so much excellent sort of extra texture to it. Yeah, looking very nice. Oh,
Could have
Sure.
gone for glow, but I don't think they know. Not glow, scorched. I meant
scorched
scorched.
for sure.
Well, it's also glowy.
And glow as well. Yeah.
I really like the heat.
Yep. I was wondering. I was wondering if Joe has put a light inside that.
You
That
know,
would be. It'd
I
be a
think
super.
He must have.
Hmm?
Because at first I was like, "Wow, that white is so bright."
Yep. It is super intense.
I think it must be an actual light.
Yeah.
But he does have OSL on the breast of the, or like the
Oh
neck
yeah,
part,
yeah,
which is really cool.
yeah. No, I wasn't suggesting that that the light detracted from the painting in any way. I think it's. But if it isn't a light, it is amazing. It looks fantastic. It looks really really cool. Love it. Nice work, Josh. Josh is still here. Yep. When I saw these, I told Josh that I really love the that like white chevron on the red mask there. I think it looks really excellent work. Just adds a little, just that nice sort of character to the mini. It's very cool. And I think Josh's orcs would stand out very well on any table with that bright green skin.
Yeah.
Looks nice. Michael has painted up this crazy. Wonder if is it a dwarf? I don't know.
You know,
Stump-
I'm not sure.
It's stumping through a pumpkin patch though. I'm not sure whether it's like it's just short or if it's hunched over, but it has that sort of hunched feel. But looking very cool. I think
Loving
that
the pumpkin.
yeah,
Thank
that
you
pumpkin
for
at
the
the front
thing.
is about to be squashed. About to step through it. But yeah, nice work.
That's fun armor.
Hmm?
So that's fun armor.
Yeah.
That the mammoth is.
It's this is a big scale mini, so that's that the boar. It's a boar,
It's
like a wild
boar,
boar
okay.
with that helmet. But the boar would basically be about that sort of size, like a football size kind of thing. But yeah, Jeff's doing some really nice work on that there. It does look like hammered metal, doesn't it?
Very much.
Awesome job there. I love the work that he's done on the fur too. Yeah, those the depth in there of those layers. Yep,
I like
nice
the
work, Jeff.
hoof.
Looking cool. Yeah,
Some nice texture on that.
they're cool. And speaking of texture and sort of colors, that sort of thing, check out the green and the browns down on the stone on the base. It's looking very cool. Just adding that extra depth to it.
Some key.
Yeah.
It's
Some key says, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know why you'd call it a boar. Drew has been painting up some more Space Marines for his Crimson Fists. These are looking quite cool. I love the just on the guy at the front and center has that excellent sort of offset stripe running down his helmet.
I like the dust on the feet.
Yep,
Nice
that's definitely a
touch.
good one. Yeah,
You
doing
pr-
something
it's
like
probably
that.
just lighter paint, right?
Yeah, it's the paint that he would have used to sort of dry brush the top of the base. So with that, you put down the sand texture, you glue it down, and then he would have painted the base black, and then it's just sort of dry brushing the grays up over the from the sand, then up over the feet. So you paint the feet the normal color, so with the blues, and would have done the highlighting there. You can see a little bit of that on the guy on the left. But yeah, that's just gives it a nice feel of and sort of grounds the models in their environment. Yeah, looking good. Nice work, Drew. Paul painted this Etten. That looks really cool. I love that skin tone. It's that wonderful, like bluey, greenish gray. Looks.
I feel like Vallejo has a color like that. That's called like undead flesh or something.
I think it's called bluey, greenish gray.
Oh,
actually, to be
gotcha.
honest. No, just kidding. I think you might be right. But
Yours
no,
might
it does.
be a little bit more yellow.
Okay. Yeah, not quite as desaturated as this one. But no, this is looking really good, Paul. I think, yeah, great job highlighting
Oh, necrotic flesh.
necrotic flesh.
Probably.
Yep.
And lastly,
Roger Moore.
Moore.
Dead Men Tell No Tales. These minis look very cool. Love the tentacles.
That's
Guess
a board
it-
game.
Pardon?
I said it's a board game.
Board game. Yep.
I'm pretty sure, right, Roger?
It looks like a board game.
Let us
And
know.
you'll have to tell me how it is.
It's, no, it looks fantastic. I mean, I love the tentacles, obviously, but the monster in the center, just that more of teeth all the way down. It's just absolutely wild, and the shiny black eyes, which is perfect. He says, "Yes, it's a co-op."
Oh, nice.
Yep.
All right.
But
So that's
yeah,
it for
looking
the minis.
really nice.
Oh, it's very hard to win. Brutally hard.
Okay,
I feel like I must have heard that
right.
in the board game circuits.
Yeah. But no,
Thank you,
Very cool.
everyone, for
Yeah.
posting in the group.
Yeah.
We
Definitely.
appreciate seeing your works in progress and stuff like that. Finished projects, too.
definitely. So, one thing to do if you are watching the show and you aren't a member of the Facebook group, please come along and join us. Enter into the Promptober competition that we've got going on. This week's prompt is
Robots.
robots.
Robotic.
Robotic is the actual word, yes.
Just because then people don't have to actually put a robot.
Right, okay.
Although maybe double points if it's a robot.
Could you do like somebody in like a Tin Man suit
Yeah.
who'd be like a mime? Or one of those folks you see standing and pretending to be a statue? That would be cool. But yep, so week 3 is robotic. And what's week 4? Have we announced week 4?
They're on a list.
They're all on a list?
It's
They're all in the
either
group. They're in the pinned
Elemental-
post in the group, Dave. Jeez, go and
it's
look for
either
it.
Elemental or the last week, which is I think it's Elemental. Is week
I
4.
think you could be right.
Droids?
could be right.
Yeah. Thanks, Gorka. Droids.
Droids. Yep. Droids. Chris, you can enter droids in robotic.
Yes.
For sure. But yeah, so do that. Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group. Come along and join us. We are over 1,800.
Ooh, we're
Members
almost
strong?
there. We
We're
are
making
so
our
close,
way
Yet so far.
to
Come on,
almost-
guys.
Yep.
Tell
Almost
your
1,900.
friends.
Almost 1,900.
Yeah, because we're like 50 away.
Okay.
I think it's Spider-Man, but the font is red against a blue background.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
It says, "Oh my God, Hassle-Free Minis has post-apocalyptic Scooby-Doo gang."
Must not buy more minis? Liar.
Yeah, I
You
didn't
should
add that
totally
part
buy
for a
more
reason.
minis.
Especially since it's post-apocalyptic.
Yep.
Perfect for the 2020 season.
Yes.
I'm just considering this whole year a season.
It's just
It's called
a season.
2020.
There's been bits where I've been like, this is a thing.
And we're fine. just so you guys all know, today Gretchen and Dave were using just Vallejo paints.
Yep. Exclusively Vallejo. I think so we're working on minis out of these boxes
Yes.
from Vallejo, the Infinity paint sets.
Yep.
So Corvus, Belli, and Infinity working together, both Spanish companies. And feels like I should just keep moving it around so that, see if I can get the camera to follow me. Nope, Leona's given up.
Yeah. I'm not playing your game.
No, that's terrible. So, yeah, for this mini, I've used the 8 colors from the set. Have used all of those, which is cool. And I have also used, how many others? 4 other colors for a grand total of 12. I think that's how math works. So the other colors I've used are dark Prussian blue, blue-green, bloody red, and white. I think this is dead white from the game color range. So definitely cool. Oh. Spider-Man has changed his font color to blue, which is
I really can't read it
yep,
now.
kind of tough to read on our. We have that coming up on a very blue background for us.
I wonder if it's just Restream, though.
It might be.
I don't think it's actually Spider-Man.
We'll blame Restream.
But they did let us know week 4 is Elemental. Sounds right.
Yep.
And week 5 is Alien.
Alien. So, good coverage for everything.
Homage to the Alien movies, please.
Yes. Hooray.
Is there an Alien miniatures game?
There was AVP, Alien versus Predator. Pardon me. Was done by. Oh,
So cute.
there we go.
Are you going to put her on the spinner?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I think I actually first before I do that, I'm just going to paint the base black, or at least the top of the base.
Yeah, I did that.
You done it already?
Yeah.
You're always good with that.
I was like, man, you know what's going to make this look better than it actually is?
The base.
The base.
I feel like when the base is painted black, it really does kind of finish it off.
Well, there's a thing that some people use when they're trying to work out what to paint, what to sort of spend their time on or focus their time on. Is the old line of faces and bases. So as long as you spend time on the face of the miniature and the bases of the miniature, you'll be okay. Don't just paint the face and the base, but that's where your effort can be guided. There we go.
How does one comment during the Facebook live feed? I
Oh.
can see your comment. I just don't think.
Yes. So
Mark, we see you. We're sorry.
We see who? Oh,
Okay.
Facebook user.
Oh, Facebook
Ah.
user. Caught that on camera. Good times.
It's all good.
Okay.
He's fine.
He's saved.
There we
He's
go.
Perfect.
Apparently, there's a Gale Force 9 Alien game, an Alien RPG.
I know there's
Right.
an Alien RPG.
Yep. I think we've talked about the Alien RPG before.
I think we have too.
How like every session is like a TPK,
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
party kill.
We have.
Everyone dies all the time.
Come on, Gretchen. Get a handle on
Handle on
things.
things. And that's from Some King, not Cat. So
I used the handle, so she can't come for me with that this time.
Yep.
I did, in fact. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna.
Chris is asking the other Chris.
Chris Leafield's asking Chris Corker.
Yeah. Chris
That's cool.
asks Chris.
Awesome. What highlights and shadow colors for a dark purple dress? Chris, a lot of that would depend on the whether the purple has a lot of blue or more red in it. I think highlight-wise, if it has more purple in it, if it has more blue in it, then for the highlights, I would mix in some a little bit of orange, and then shade with some more something that's darker blue, darker than the purple that you're using. And if the purple has more red in it, I would shade with a dark green. There we go.
You
Yeah,
can fit.
well, slightly around.
You can. There's slightly do. Slightly do.
There we
It's
go.
fine. It's good. I went nowhere.
Cool. So that looks like gold, but that's
Yeah.
all painted with non-metallic colors, right?
Yeah, I thought maybe I'd like painting non-metallic colors with, painting metallics with non-metallics more than when I have to do it on like normal paper, 2D art.
Right.
I've decided there's no way to make that fun for me. I don't like that for anything, but I do like the shades of blue together
Right.
quite a lot. And I do think that the gold for the accents doesn't look bad, but I do not like how it came out on his
Right. Yeah. Like the fun thing with non-metallic metals, you've always got to. It takes a lot longer than you'd like, and you've got to try and push in maximum contrast.
Yeah,
Almost going from-
maximum contrast and knowing how the metal bends,
Right.
and just it looks better on screen than in person. Everyone just believe that's true, right there. That looks like Norm Macdonald playing Burt Reynolds. He had a mustache in
That's funny.
the thing, so I gave him his mustache. He's living
Yep.
his best glowy blue life. I do really like how the light blue and the dark blue look.
Yep.
So. And the skin tone used the same colors I used for the non-metallic because that's all that was in the
Was that the?
kit.
Do you use the English uniform?
English uniform, Japanese World War II uniform, and then ice yellow. So that's what I was given, and that is what I used, and it definitely doesn't look gold like like the other bits. So
Thomas has said it did come out looking like Burt Reynolds. It's because Burt's got
doing his best.
pretty distinctive eyebrows. That's where it's at.
Listen, Burt Reynolds was a action person in his day, wasn't he?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe. No, am I thinking of someone else?
Probably.
I'm remembering a Golden Girls episode, and I don't know.
He was probably in a Golden
I
Girls
mean,
episode. I'm
who
sure.
I'm remembering.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also like a talk show host person?
Burt
Was he
Reynolds?
host?
No.
What was he?
He was
He was an actor.
he was the bandit in Smokey and the Bandit.
I don't know what that is.
In the 70s, they really enjoyed making films about trucks and truckers and truck drivers and convoys. There is a movie called Convoy, which is fantastic. You have to watch Convoy. But yeah, he was a truck driver who was always smuggling cigarettes over state lines. Because also in the 70s that was
What you
illegal.
do.
Yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, he was always chased down by Smokey,
Oh.
the police, the cops.
Ah.
Always. Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Put a Firebird
Yes.
on it.
But Norma, just what I said, Norm Macdonald playing Burt Reynolds, playing Joseph Stalin, playing Tom Selleck.
I'm glad to know that he's that iconic looking.
Yeah,
On such a small wee scale.
yeah. Nice work, Gretchen.
I enjoy this. Thank you
Awesome.
to Vallejo for
Indeed.
making this possible. For having these nice little kits. You know, I'm really fond of different companies putting out these kits, these kinds of kits that have everything you need.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely good.
It's all the colors like work. They're useful. unlike the other paint night ones that also have Vallejo paints in them, the WizKids version.
Yep.
These have the little pots, which are nice, and still had plenty of paint. But these came with the full-on thing.
Well, these ones are for sale. Right.
Oh.
Not so much. Yeah.
So.
But yeah. No, I think they're definitely cool sets. The Infinity range is a great range to check out if you want some really beautiful, detailed. Oh, sorry, Chris Layfield said smuggling cause when it was illegal to leave Colorado. That could be it. I'm sure there was one with cigarettes as well, wasn't there? Maybe that was BJ McCabe. I don't know. So
Those different
there,
times.
there are like plenty of TV shows and movies centered around trucking culture.
That's weird.
It is, isn't it?
That's just like an odd thing.
They were the zombies of their day.
With that, Leona's like, okay, don't get on a tangent about trucks. We already got on a tangent about rats.
Well, I will just say congratulations to my friend Daria. Daria, she just got her commercial driving license, and in the next week or two will be a commercial driving trucker.
Excellent.
Driving big rigs around.
Look, that's
This is all for you,
all
Daria.
Washington.
Good work.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Vallejo. Thank you, Corvus Belli. This has been super fun. Join the Happy Little Minis Facebook page if you have not, because we are only 200 people away? Almost?
150.
150, even better, from having 2,000 people. And I'm sure we'll do something pretty fun whenever we hit that goalpost.
Yep.
So tell your friends. Tell them they need a new hobby. Introduce them. Gateway them into this world of miniature painting. And yeah, so make sure you take part in the Promptober if that is something that strikes your fancy, because we're also going to do giveaways for all the different prompts. And as a reminder, it's robotics.
Yep.
Making a robot, guys. And with that, I'm Gretchen,
I'm Dave.
and this was Painting Happy Little Minis. We'll see you after that. Never mind.